Hello students, it's Jude from the future. A couple weeks after filming the build portion of this particular lesson, we updated the top collar component. Just another example of our team constantly working to improve our products for you. Here's the thing, 85% of the top collar design is exactly the same, so 85% of this lesson is going to be completely accurate. That's why I'm here. I decided to jump in and update that 15% that's different. So if it looks a little bit different every once in a while throughout this video, that'd be why. I didn't have access to the same exact studio space or the same shirt, apparently. All right, so we're gonna be tackling component number 7 now, and this is the top collar of the backpack. Basically looks something like this. You've got the Omni wrap, and a little bit of a stitch here to open it up for a hydration sleeve. So in order to make this piece, what we need is a long piece of base color like this one here. It's gonna have a line drawn down the long edge. That's where we're gonna stitch our Omni wrap, not Omni wrap, Omni web. We also need our longest piece, our 34-inch piece of 1-inch webbing. Should be this long piece right here. You can double check that with your tape measure if you'd like. Last thing we're going to need is our Omni web. This is our hook and loop mixed into one. Nice long piece, so we'll try to flatten that out a bit. All right, let's take a look at what this finished piece looks like. So you can see the Omni web is basically stitched down. You've got it made into a tube. This is stitched in. The major difference you should see between the top collar that we have throughout the lesson and the new one is the addition of these two kind of extensions here. We're still going to go through and attach a 3/8 seam allowance, making it into a big tube. But what this is going to do is it's going to allow us to do a double fold, 1, 2, when making our hydration hose opening. So 3/8 seam allowance right here. See our line drawn there. What we're going to do is we're going to take it and we're going to attach our Omni web along that line, just like this, running the entire circumference of this loop here. You can either fold this seam this way, or split it in half, like that, which is what I like to do. And usually what I'll do is I'll pre-stitch this down so it's easy. I'm going to use that line as a guide, keeping my Omni wrap right on the edge of it at all times. I'm going slow here because I'm trying to make sure I keep everything super straight and that I stitch right on the edge of the Omni wrap so it looks nice and clean as I go. All right, I'm towards the end here, and I'm going to cut off this excess Omni web. You can leave it on there and stitch right over it if you want to. I like to cut it off. Keeps it a little bit cleaner in my opinion. All right, the next part can be why this is so tricky, and that's that we have to now flip this over, stitch this down, and put our webbing over top of it as we go around the entire circumference. Now the trick with this is to pull it nice and tight so that you can see the edge of your black, the back of this Omni wrap, Omni web. Here's the thing. On any machine, having the Velcro on bottom is going to cause issues. It's just a struggle that comes with the territory. There's no easy way around it. You're gonna be fighting to push it through. If you just take your time, just like we've talked about, you know, taking our time, making sure we're doing it right, you will get it through. But I promise you, it's gonna be a little bit tricky at first. Pre-stitching. And I want this to lay directly over top of the Omni loop. What I found is that as you're doing this, if you're pushing down on this side and forcing it through, it will make it easier. See what I'm doing? I'm lining things up, pushing down and pushing through. The reason for that, I should mention, is what will happen is because the Omni wrap has a little bit of height to it, it'll start to shift and pinch this way, and then the foot could potentially fall off. So by pressing down this side, it kind of evens out that pressure, make sure it stays flat. Okay, so just like with the Omni wrap, I'm going to trim this directly over top. Nice. And anytime you trim webbing, it's a good idea to melt the edge. Whew. Not too bad, right? Not too bad indeed. So what I want you to do is fold it back inside out. And we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to go along the bottom edge of the Omni wrap. And you're going to see just how much easier it is to stitch along this. Because we lined up our webbing correctly, it's going to stitch the very bottom of the webbing as well. So. Collar's attached, we got the webbing up there, good to go. Clean up that edge right there. Now that that's all the way around, we're going to turn it right ways out. You see how we have this protrusion right here? You can either fold it once and then have a nice finished edge, or fold it twice, once, twice, and then stitch along that right there. The other trick, we're going to fold it halfway like this and stitch that. Just to lock it in. What will make it easiest though, grab your step up. Just fold this halfway like that. Just like that. And stitch that right in there. Step up goes in there. Okay. Now you've got that. Now we just do another fold, just like that. This time, I'm going to stitch it on the outside. What I'm going to do, find that notch, and stitch it starting there. I'm going to go about an 1/8 inch seam allowance. Now we've got a nice hemmed edge finished on this side and finished on the inside as well. And there we are. Top collar all finished, ready to go. Looks great. Everything looks nice and clean and even, which is the important thing because this goes on the very top. So this is going to be something you're using often. Our next component is our front stretch pocket. That's component number 8. So yeah, let's keep moving.